We're telling tall tales today on The Express.
People love adventure.
On today's show,
They're drawn to sailors, they're drawn to the magic of the sea.
tall ships in Steveston,
Hey, make sure you guys don't knock each other off.
the UBC ropes course,
Everybody should be holding a rope.
Victoria's new free ride,
It's absolutely massive, not just for BMX, but all sorts of mountain bike, dirt jumping.
and later, Langley's Relay for Life.
I've survived, so I hope I can now carry on in any little way, help the next person survive.
See that and more, local expression. Welcome to The Express. I'm Johanna Ward in Steveston. We have a great community show today. We've got the tall ships here in Richmond. We've got the Langley Relay for Life, a new mountain biking course on Vancouver Island. And up first, some higher learning at UBC with our Cultus Lake Big Summer feature.
Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, BC's #1 water park.
We're at the UBC ropes course.
Oh, watch his legs.
Yeah, we see him. We got it. It's about taking people out of their comfort zone and into their learning zone. And so it's using adventure-based learning to do that.
There you go.
All right. Ready?
The UBC ropes course operated by Pacific Adventure Learning is a place where teachers aren't always in charge, and participants rely on their peers to solve problems.
Reach out. There you go. When you're a little kid, you put your hand over the candle and you burn your hand. It's experiential learning at its purest. You learn very quickly when you're experiencing something. So they'll get to go through a series of games and climbing around on low structures and just bonding as a team and learning how to focus on the task.
When the activities are complete, there's a debrief, and that's where the real lessons of communication and group dynamics are explored.
They're teenage boys, and I mean, those people out there, they've got teenage boys, will understand there's a lot going on. And they're getting to the age where it's not all about them anymore. They're starting to understand working with other people is important. To be in a community, to be successful in life, you have to work with other people.
Come on, Herman.
Group members can then choose to take part in the action a bit higher up.
We have a philosophy called challenge by choice. And so we create emotionally and physically a safe arena for people to operate. So you can choose to support your buddy's safety line and not actually climb yourself.
Most of these high school students are up for the high ropes challenge.
Keep going up, yo. I'll use a side cord.
Pretty fun. Scary when you look down though. Yeah.
What do you think about coming to a course like this?
Pretty fun. It's worth it.
Extremely fun, lots of bonding, and I like how they actually split us up into two separate groups of people we did not know.
You have to switch with somebody.
Yeah, now switch.
Christian, go forward.
Yeah.
We're trying to change it around the thinking of what I can get out of this to what we can get out of this.
Now what? You guys have to think.
Okay. Now take.
I'm Erin Shaw in Vancouver for The Express.
Go.
Get across.
Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, BC's #1 water park.
Pacific Adventure Learning does mostly corporate events. There's lots of team building and lots of fun. Now, we're all about maritime fun up next on The Express, here in Richmond for the Ships to Shore Steveston Festival, where you can relive the past and you can also meet a movie star.
People love adventure. They love adventure and they love adventurers. They're drawn to sailors. They're drawn to the magic of the sea.
Okay, so you see the pirates are the bad boys and the sailors are the good guys. They're the ones you want on your team.
We hang the pirates and take all their stuff. She's a replica of the original Lady Washington in American history. We try to show people what it was really like. How did they fire off a cannon if they needed to defend themselves? What did they use the cannon for? It wasn't only for defense. They used the cannons for echo navigation.
The original GPS.
Exactly.
So the garb looks very authentic. How authentic would the parasol be for the Commodore?
Well, it's one of the traditional ways to not get sunburned. Back in the days before sunscreen, all you had was what you could make shade with.
So if the Lady Washington was built in the 1750s, how accurate would it be to have a woman on board?
It wouldn't have been accurate at all. It was bad luck for women to be on board a ship unless you were the captain's wife. And if it was a long tour, sometimes the captain was allowed to bring his wife. But other than that, it would not have been.
That Hollywood thing, she was the only real ship in Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Am I allowed to ring the bell?
No, the bell has a very specific, that's our general alarm. If I start ringing the bell, that gets the sailors out, ready to meet any emergency that we have on. So when the bell rings, I want them to be ready to respond.
Yeah, and ready to kick off those pirates.
That's correct.
So much fun. And later we're going to talk to Richmond Mayor Malcolm Brody about pirates and tall ships and maritime history. But right now we have a raccoon, a sky train, and bubble tea. What do they all have in common? Find out and what it means to these art students from Burnaby South Secondary.
With each and every stroke of the brush, these high school students are creating a stunning image of the world around them.
This mural is really important to me and the community because it can show people how beautiful things everyone can create from their heart.
Hearts that call Burnaby home. The 10-foot-tall mural weaves together elements that embody this community, from the lofty towers of Metrotown to the furry critters that roam the lush green neighborhoods.
There's trees and plants and flowers, and there's a sky chain which highlights that we are environmental friendly for our transportation.
It's about South Burnaby. It's about our area here. Foods, creatures, positive attitude, and it's a great place to be.
But there's also a message behind the paint. The students are tired of looking at graffiti in the area. They say there are better places to show your love for art, and this is not one of them.
Like, people usually do graffitis because there's nothing on the wall, but then if there's like a form of art, then people will like see it, but at least like respect it.
When we put things that are nice, that belong to the community, hopefully that would deter others from wrecking them.
The hope is that the mural will bring people here closer together, something the students are experiencing simply by standing and painting.
It reflects who we are as a student and what we can do. Even though we're still like teenagers, we have our say through our artwork.
And by the time it's finished, the mural will have taken 3 months to complete. For the kids, however, it's a lifetime of high school memories. I'm Tim Chung in Burnaby for The Express.
If you'd like to check out the completed mural, it'll be up at the end of the month, the corner of Royal Oak and Rumble Streets in Burnaby, right next to MLA Raz Shuhan's office. You're watching The Express, and we have more stories from Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley coming up.
3, 2, 1.
After the break, Langley's Relay for Life.
When you go out on a sail on these vessels, it's truly magnificent.
Tall ships in Steveston. You're watching local TV on The Express.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by...
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.